Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're reacting to how did Michael Jordan do against Larry Bird. I'm excited for this one, man. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Larry legend. I've been checking both of them out for the first time in my life. If you're new around here, I started watching ball around 2010. I'm finally doing my due diligence as a grown man to look at legends of the past. Never did that as a kid, man, but now I am here. I'm learning, I'm getting educated, I'm becoming a basketball historian. And yeah, because I'm reacting to Jordan and Larry, y'all told me to check out a video about how they matched up together. So we're here with the Basketball Time Machine. I'm excited for this, man. I'm curious to see how two of the best of all time faced off against each other throughout their career. So let's go. Okay. Okay, intro. I see you, Basketball Time Machine. What a dope intro. Okay.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Great to have you back on the show. I'm Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget the video, NBA player, blah, blah.
Okay, now we're at the good stuff. Let's go. Another dope intro. And an explosion. All right, we're ready. I'm hooked. I'm locked in.
All right, so the first meeting of Michael Jordan and Larry Bird wasn't actually an NBA game, but it was in 1984 when Michael Jordan was playing with the Olympic team against the NBA All-Stars. And you guys really have to pay attention because the following clip exactly shows how the NBA mentality was back in the days.
All right. So this is before Jordan.
Bird waged psychological warfare at the drop of a ball.
The 84 Olympic team was playing an exhibition game against a bunch of pros, including Larry Bird, and they were in the warm-ups. And a ball bounced down from the college end of the court to the pro end. And Michael Jordan went down to chase it. The ball happened to be picked up by Larry Bird. And Michael went up a few feet away from Larry Bird and held out his hands. And Bird took the ball and fired it back down the court over Jordan's head, as if to say, you're not only not getting this ball, I don't give a damn who you are.
Dang.
Larry Bird knows exactly who this guy is and what's going to happen the next.
Larry out here bullying like a 20-year-old Michael Jordan who hasn't even entered the league yet. I love it.
Few years, and he wants to get every edge he can get right now.
Yeah, get in his head.
In 1984, Larry Bird was already at the top of his game. A few years prior, he was the Rookie of the Year and helped the Celtics with the biggest turnaround in NBA history and simply making the Celtics relevant again. In the 1984-85 season, Larry Bird was already a five-time NBA All-Star, an MVP, an NBA champion, and considered by many to be the best player in the world. So when Jordan came in with all the hype, Larry Bird knew exactly that he had to keep an eye on Jordan because Jordan's first games in the NBA were simply incredible. I mean, when was the last time you saw an NBA rookie averaging 28 points per game?
Yeah.
So the first real NBA game when Michael Jordan played against Larry Bird was on the 15th of November in 1984. And what happened? Well, the Celtics won, but Michael Jordan was really playing well. He had 27 points in comparison to 14 points of Larry Bird, but the Celtics didn't need more of Larry Bird because they were just so much stronger than the Chicago Bulls at that time.
All right, man. I mean, Jordan scoring 27, Bird 14, not the greatest first head-to-head matchup, but I guess Bird was like, our team's winning, I ain't got to go all out.
Still, the second meeting was won by the Chicago Bulls when Michael Jordan dropped 32 points on Larry Bird, who only had 10 in that game, shooting only 3 out of 14.
Larry, you're getting smoked by Jordan so far on these head-to-head matchups.
And then in 1985, Larry Bird stepped up his game, again defeating the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan when Larry dropped 28 points, grabbed 11 rebounds, and 4 assists, showing Michael Jordan that he had to wait his turn. And from then on, it was a rivalry. The next 4 games, there was no game where Michael Jordan or Larry Bird had less than 25 points. And even though they had different positions, they were really going at each other, and you could really see that they wanted to have the edge. In Michael Jordan's second season, so in the 1985-1986 season, Michael Jordan got hurt and only could play in 18 games where he only started 7 of them. But Michael Jordan wouldn't be Michael Jordan if he wouldn't make something legendary out of that situation in the playoffs. I think the most iconic game of Michael Jordan playing against the Boston Celtics and Larry Bird has to be in 1986 in the playoffs, of course. Michael Jordan dropped 63 points, and of course he didn't drop all of them on Larry Bird, but Larry Bird actually also had to guard Michael.
Dang.
Boston Garden was home to many great Celtic championship teams. But the 1985-86 Celtics, led by three-time MVP Larry Bird, were truly something special. They posted a franchise-best 67-15 record that season, which earned them a meeting with Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the first round of the playoffs.
I've heard many times that this Celtics team was the best Celtics team in Celtics history. Do y'all agree with that?
Coming off a foot injury in only his second year in the NBA, Jordan was faced with an interesting problem.
The question is, can one man beat the Lakers, or do you need a more diversified attack today?
Well, we're playing the Boston Celtics, Pat, but I think it's going to be more of a five-man game, and we really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
It's hard to imagine that 6 weeks ago you were sitting on the bench.
Yes, it is. It's very hard for me to imagine. I'm very happy I'm playing now, and I'm very happy that I can contribute to the team.
All right, thank you. Good luck today. You don't have to remind me again that you are playing the Boston Celtics. Air Jordan's getting ready to take off.
That's hilarious. On April 20th, 1986, Michael Jordan dominated the Celtics for 63 points in Game 2 of the Bulls' first-round series. Homeboy missed most of the season with a foot injury? Is that what I'm trying to understand here? 84-5. Yeah, and then he came back 6 weeks after injury to drop 63 on the team who many consider the best Celtics team of all time.
The problem is the runway is in Boston.
Oh, did this highlight happen then? Whoa, okay. I've seen that highlight a lot. That's iconic that was during his 63-point performance. This performance is perhaps the first standout playoff moment in Jordan's storied postseason career. That's dope.
Jordan goes up to the shot and hits it. Michael Jordan. Basket will be good in the foul.
Jordan's 63 points remain the NBA record for most points scored in a single postseason game. Dang!
25 for Michael Jordan.
I wonder if that'll ever get beat.
What a great shot and a basket.
Despite MJ's performance, the Bulls lost 135-131. The Celtics swept the Bulls and eventually won the 1986 NBA Finals. There's not much more the man could have done, dude. The fact that they only lost by 4 points in this game tells you that they needed every bit of that 63-point performance.
A foul. 3 on the shot clock. Jordan, basket good and a foul. 58 for Michael Jordan. Jordan with 8 on the clock. Jordan.
Yeah, this is where Larry's God quote came in. He said, "I couldn't believe anybody could do that against the Boston Celtics." He's like, yo, nobody has ever treated us this disrespectfully until Michael.
Ties the game. Oh, boy. 63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record. Oh, boy. Michael Jordan.
The rivalry between Bird and Jordan was super interesting because you could see that Jordan wanted to surpass Larry Bird so bad, but of course Bird didn't want to go down without a fight. And I mean, it's common knowledge that Michael Jordan was one of the best defenders of all time, but in the following clips you can see what a great basketball player Larry Bird was if he could make Michael Jordan look so bad.
Bird underneath and deep.
Gamble came up with the steal.
All right, let's see it.
Here's Bird. Yes.
Okay.
He was met on a switch by Jordan, and there was no hesitation.
Exactly.
And they'll not be too worried about the foul situation, except on Michael Jordan. Bird with the left-handed runner.
Trigger hand going. Jordan faked it on Wedman, takes it in. He got 28 in a loss against Washington the other night. Everybody talked about what a bad game he had. Man, that was a tough shot.
Sneaking his way through for 2.
10 on the shot clock.
I see you, Larry.
Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim Paxson for the layup. Larry Bird is super pass.
But Chicago really put a whipping on him, and they really gutsed it out. Fake jumper. Rebound to Bird. Nice little fake. Leads for 2.
For getting the ball down court in a hurry. A lot of ways. Jordan short there.
Bird for 3.
The Bulls have taken it the length of the floor to spread the Bulls defensively. Let's see if they wind it all the way down. Inside Bird low. You can't double yet. Now you can quickly. First jumper, good. 3.6 seconds left. Larry Bird in this building had to know it was going till Michael came over to help out.
Dude, this is really cool to see because, like, Jordan is an amazing defender, amazing scorer, like, amazing at pretty much everything. And to see him, obviously the team disparity was massive. Like, Larry's team was finals ready. Jordan's team was like, it was just him and a bunch of, like, as people say, a bunch of cocaine sniffers. And so, like, obviously you can't blame Michael for losing in this series. You got to love the fight that he put up. But it's cool seeing this footage of Larry and Jordan going up against each other, seeing advantages where Larry had over Jordan, either with passing or with shooting over him. Because I watching highlights of just, like, their best moments, it's cool to see, like, okay, Michael did get cooked by Larry at one point. Even though, as I said, like, the team disparity is massive, but either way, cool to see these two go head to head.
All right, folks, now let's have a look on all the games Michael Jordan and Larry Bird actually had to face each other.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys probably know, Larry Bird retired in 1992, so the guys actually only had 28 regular season games where they played each other, and Larry Bird won 17 and Michael Jordan 11.
I mean, dude, the fact that Jordan won, like, it was almost like, it's not like Bird won that many more over Jordan, and Bird had the superior team over Jordan from 84 to 92 when he retired. So that's pretty cool.
So that's a clear thing. But still, we have to put that into the right perspective. The Chicago Bulls in the mid-1980s were far away from the Boston Celtics. So that team even won 11 games, to me, is actually a sensation.
Yeah.
Now let's compare Larry Bird and Michael Jordan stat-wise individually. Both players played almost the same amount of minutes every game. The field goal percentage is pretty similar, both shooting around 50%, which is really, really good. But then we have the first major difference. Larry Bird was by far the better three-point shooter. So in that category, Michael Jordan didn't even stand a chance. The free throw percentage, I mean, Michael Jordan was a really good free throw shooter, but Larry Bird was one of the best of all time, so also that one has to go to Larry Bird. Also, it's obvious that Larry Bird was the better rebounder, but that also has something to do with his size and his position. And again, Larry Bird was also the better passer. Still, Michael Jordan is one of the most underrated passers of all time, but Larry Bird had that so-called passing gift, so that one also went to Larry Bird. But now we get to the categories where Michael Jordan definitely had the upper hand. I mean, Larry Bird was a decent defender, but Michael Jordan is one of the best defenders of all time. And you can see that not only in his steals, I mean, he had 2.7 in comparison to 1.4, but also being the shorter player, but still leading with blocks. I think that speaks for itself. And scoring-wise, I mean, we all know that Michael Jordan was one of the best scorers of all time, and he had many 40-plus games, so that one also definitely went to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, these stats are, like, both of them showed up and showed out against each other. The fact that Bird shot 47% from three against Jordan is crazy, dude. Like, he saw Jordan across from him, and he's like, I got to step my game up, dude. Because he's a career 37% for three-point shooter, based on another video that I watched. But dang, man. These two guys went up. Like, I love it when we can go back and look at when legends faced each other. Because early on, you don't necessarily know that you're watching two of the best of all time do it against each other. So, I wish that, like, I don't know. I wish we could have gotten more than 28 games. I know, like, Bird retired at 92, which is when Jordan was entering his, like, finals prime. It would have been cool to see, like, the best of Larry's Celtics and the best of Jordan's Bulls go up against each other. But regardless, man, both of these are legends are in their own respect. Both of them showed up and showed out. Whose stats do I think are better? I mean, Larry's three-point shooting is crazy, but he only shot 2 a game. So it's not like that was a very low percentage of, like, both of their overall field goal percentages. So I'll give MJ the advantage with the scoring in terms of field goal percentage and points. And then free throws, I mean, they're both really close. Both of them were elite. Rebounding, you give Bird the advantage. Assist, you give... Honestly, it's close enough, and the fact that Bird was known more as a passer than Jordan kind of makes me think that one's a wash. And then Jordan was obviously a little bit better defensively. So I might, even though Bird won more of them, I might give Jordan the advantage here simply because he had the inferior team for most of the matchups. And I don't know, man, but either way, it's close, dude. It's close, and it's cool to see these two go up against each other. Larry Bird!
It's hard to believe a guy scored that many baskets and they lose, but I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, which it was really easy then when I started guarding him. Then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Got it! 63 for Jordan!
The one thing that you can say about Michael Jordan is that he's a true man. He's a fellow that goes out and gives his all, whether it's on or off the court. He does a lot for charities, and you know, I've had a great association with him as far as just being around him and trying to do some of the things that he does. Everybody's involved in charities, but when Michael does it, there's so much love and so much giving that it helps everyone out.
That's beautiful.
So how did Michael Jordan do against Larry Bird? I mean, to me, it was obvious that the Bulls didn't stand a chance against the Celtics, so I'm pretty surprised that they actually won 11 games. And stat-wise, you can see Jordan never backed down. It was pretty equal, so Michael Jordan was actually putting up some good fights. Just one more thing that I would like to add. I mean, to me as a fan, it was just great to see Larry Bird and Michael Jordan play at the 1992 Olympics, and I wanted to end this video with this special scene.
Oh, good point.
Throws the three up, and rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Patrick with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the ball.
Oh! Nasty work, dude. What?
Hey, you guys, if you're...
Unbelievable save there by Jordan. And kudos to Bird for making that shot, because you can't miss those shots when someone has an amazing assist like that. But, dude, good stuff, dude. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, two of my favorite players. Now I can say that because I didn't know them much about a month ago, and now I know a lot more about them. So really cool to see this video. Big shout out to Basketball Time Machine. I'll link his original video down in the comments below, or not the comments, the description. And yeah, let me know what y'all think about this head-to-head matchup. What do you like? Do you think this is one of the better ones? I know Larry and Magic is known as like the most iconic one, but is this a close second for Larry in his career, like going up against Jordan? I really wish we could have gotten Jordan at his peak and Larry at his peak. Who do y'all think would have won? The 86 Celtics, or let's just say the 91, 92, 93, any of those like championship Bulls teams? Who would have won in a head-to-head matchup if they met in the playoffs? Curious to hear what y'all would think, especially people who watched both of these teams live. That's what I want to know the most. If you watched them live, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, man, I mean, both of them are amazing. That's so cool. I wish I could have watched them live. But anyways, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you have a great day, night, whatever time of day it is for you. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Doses!